Okay, so one of my big spring things is to get all these material stacks is all leftover building supplies and that kind of stuff. Get this, this is all the metal, leftover metal. And I need to move it back further here because I'm going to be building a fence right along here. And I'm going to get all this building materials up behind there. And that way my parking area is all nice and clear and looking all nice. It's a lot of cleanup. I got a lot of this crap. And we're just going to have to see how it goes. Anyway, that's what's happening. Okay, so I got this big metal stack, material stack tore down. I got it laying out in the sun, and some it was damp from some rain. I had a bunch of strips of plywood, half-inch plywood down on the bottom of the stack, and it's half rotted out. I'm probably going to get a circular saw and cut the rotted ends off and keep the good ends, because it's quite a few strips of plywood here. I'll show you. Yeah, see that? That's a whole lot of plywood to be able to build some stuff with, and there's a good 4 feet on the end of each one of those. It's still good. And I'm going to be moving this stack back there so that I can build a fence along here, so that this whole parking area here is really nice and much more cleaned out, and less looking like a construction site. That's the big goal this summer, is to take the construction out of my camp and turn it into a rec area, recreational fun, and no more construction site. And getting rid of all this stuff and getting it all put out of sight is the way it's going to happen. So anyway, that's what's going on. I need to sit down a little bit. The old man's getting a little bit weary here. Anyway. And you can take that piece of video as instructional. This is how you sit down to take a break. Okay, if you can see this big pile, that's that whole stack of material torn apart. I'm going to cut off the rotted ends of the plywood and keep the good ends, because I'd like to use it for siding for the front of the workshop here. Before I stack this mess, I want this plywood to dry out better and get that, see that black stuff, I want it to die. And I think I might like a little more shade over here. So anyway, next thing I gotta do, since you keep wanting to record, is I gotta put tablets in the water tank. So that's what's going on there. So take a look at how nice and open this whole parking area is now, since all that material stack has been moved all to the back there. Then there's going to be a fence going across, so you won't be able to see all the building materials and scrap items that I'm holding on to when you drive in. Make it a little more recreational. I still have to deal with this scrap lumber pile over here. I'm starting to think I might want to just light it on fire and let it burn. It's a little bit close to the workshop there, but I think if I spread it out the best I can, nice and low, I think it'll burn all right, you know? So that's where my head's at with that scrap pile. It's a big headache. It's a whole lot of scrap wood, and I've rooted through it at least 100 times. I've gone in there to get wood, small pieces of wood I needed for a build, and it's come in super handy. But I'm building a lot less, and I've started a new scrap pile, and it's time for all of that to go. And I'm either going to haul it in the trailer back to the big burn pit, or I'm going to burn it right where it sits. I still haven't made up my mind. Anyway, nice, big, much clearer area to park, and I'm pretty happy. Took me about 4 times as long as it would have done 8 years ago, but boy, I got it done. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time.
It feels like a carving.
Yeah.
A carving a guy made for me once.
I still haven't done any setup on that.
Baby, 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 take a look at what you're doing to me. I said, baby, 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 take a look at what you're doing to me. You got me working so hard, so you can live in luxury. Living luxury. Baby, 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 your heart isn't coming to me now. I said, hey, what? Your heart isn't coming to me now. lived longer than I ever thought I would. I'd done a lot of things I never thought I could. My love is easy, my little girl knows how. I got a strong suspicion that I'm getting happy now. Gonna mess with my cat, I'm gonna play with my dog, gonna love up my woman, I'm gonna sleep like a log. My love is easy, my little girl knows how. I got a strong suspicion that I'm getting happy now. My love is easy, my little girl knows how. I got a strong suspicion that I'm getting happy now. Said I'm happy now, yeah, I'm getting happy now. Said I'm happy now, yeah, I'm getting